Welcome back to Our American Republic. How many of you think that the existence of the country was guaranteed? The American Revolution was unique. First, the Americans won. Second, American revolutionaries preserved American independence and self-government. Revolutions all too often end with a strong man or a junta ruling at the head of a revolutionary army. And when you look across the globe to see the results of revolution in other countries, i.e. France, Russia, Spain, Yugoslavia, and China, you will see what I'm talking about. First, we won the war with one of the greatest powers of the 18th century, Great Britain. Alone, we may not have prevailed in the face of imperial might, but allied with the likes of France, Spain, and the Netherlands, the United States of America was able to find victory. There were no foreign allies at the outset in 1775, and foreign support did not present itself until after victory at the Battle of Saratoga in 1777. Allied with 3 European nations, our nation gained the opportunity to exist in spite of British power. Second, after the fighting ended in 1782, some of Washington's officers, fearing a weak central government, proposed he assume the title of king, but George Washington refused. Documented in a letter written to Washington by Colonel Nicola, this event shows us Washington's poise, his wisdom, and his humility. He had learned from his experience as a British subject and desired not to create a new nation of subjects under a different king. We did not have to end the war with a confederation or a republic, but thankfully, George Washington saved us from a monarchy. Lastly, Washington prevented a revolt at the end of the Revolution by Continental Army officers. When the Army found out that Congress was considering not paying the officers for their long overdue salaries since the war was over, officers planned to march on the Capitol to force payment, an act that would likely have ended in a military takeover and choked the new American Republic in its cradle. After Washington became aware of the plot to march on Congress, he spoke to his angry officers, encouraging them to go home. Responding to his persuasion, they peacefully dispersed, leaving Congress to work out national matters. America, protected yet again by Washington, was very fortunate indeed. Our revolution was an anomaly. America is here because revolutionaries set out to preserve their independence from Parliament. And, as you can see, the likelihood that this series of events would result in the strongest democratic republic that the world has ever seen was incalculably low. Revolutions are frightening and chaotic, and often, after they begin, they spin quickly out of control. How many Americans know the unlikeliness of our victory? What about the unlikeliness of our system? When, if ever, will we see the likes of another selfless, wise statesman with the character of George Washington?